All right, hi Aspen, this is another video. This one is going to show you the actual algorithm for dividing a decimal by a whole number. So in your colorful volume 2 book, we're actually going to skip lesson 8.2 and just go to 8.3. So if you are looking at page 12, this is just a quick example of what it would look like. So it says that Dakota has $4.80 and wants to put the same amount in each bank. So over here in the picture, you can see she has 4 piggy banks. So we're going to take that total amount of money, the $4.80, and put it into 4 equal groups. Now, if we were using decimal grids to show this, just real quick, so they used tenths grids. Each one's divided into tenth. So because she had 4 whole dollars, they colored in 4 whole grids. Okay. Then to represent her 80 cents, or 8 tenths, they colored in 8 out of 10 on this last one. So then you can see that they showed equal groups, 4 equal groups because of her piggy banks. And then within each one, there are 12 bars shaded in. And since it's 12 tenths, that would be 1 whole and then 2 tenths. So $1.20 would go into each bank. So that's how you would do it on a picture, but we're not going to focus too much on that. I just want you guys to be able to do the algorithm, or the regular way of doing it. So if you look in your book now over on page 13, you can see that the first one is 3 5/10 divided by 7. So what we would do then is set this up in the house division sign instead. So I would put 3.5, because that's what's being divided. 3.5 divided by 7. So in this case, we have a decimal being divided by a whole number. We have seen this a few times in our daily math already. It's very easy to do this. If the decimal is being divided and the number outside here is a whole number, all you have to do is put the decimal point directly up above. And then you can see you have 2 spots, one before and one after that you need to fill. From that point forward, just ignore the fact that this is a decimal and do your long division like normal. So 7 can go into 3 0 times. 7 can go into 35 5 times, which makes 35. Subtract, you get 0. So the answer is 0 and 5/10. You won't have any remainders for the next couple assignments because we're just doing these decimals. So let's do another example here. We'll do number 2. So we'll set it up. So we have 4 53/100 being divided by 3. So it's a decimal being divided by a whole number. So I just scooch that little decimal point right up above. I'll have 1 spot before and 2 spots after. Then just do regular long division. 3 into 4 once, which makes 3. That makes 1. Bring down the 5. 3 into 15, 5 makes 15. Subtract. Bring down. 3 into 3 can go in once, which makes 3, and you get 0 at the end. So the answer, or the quotient, because it's a division problem, is 1 51/100. Okay? So that's really all there is to it. It's pretty simple. So the first assignment then that the kids did in the practice book would have been pages 81 and 82. And I do just want to show you something real quick because there are some of those pictures. And we did that together just so we understand how to do it, what it looks like. All right. So on numbers 1 and 2 on page 81. Oh, I just wrote all over my hand. They want us to write the equation shown by the decimal grids. So when we look at this picture, the first thing we want to do is not pay attention to any of the diagonal lines or the bold lines, just how much total has been shaded in specifically. So what I mean by that is that we have made one whole, because it's completely colored in. So I would write 1 and on this one we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 full rows, so that would be 70, because each one has 10. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what the whole number being represented there, or the entire number, is 1.75. Now, if I look at the bold lines that are splitting things up, that tells us what they're dividing it by. So I can see there's one group here, one group here, one group with a little bit over here. So far that's 3 groups, 4 groups, 5 groups. So this is 1.75 being divided by 5. To find out what it equals, you would just then count how many are in one of those groups. So there's 1, 2, 3 full rows, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it would equal 0.35. So that's how you would write the equation for the first one. On the second picture then here, we have 1, 2, 3 holes colored in. So I'd write 3 and on the last one, there's just 2, and these are tenths, so it'd be 3 and 2 tenths. Divided by, so now you count how many groups they made. So look at your bold line. So there's one group, another group. This makes one group here, another group, another group, another group, another group, and then this over here makes a group. So they made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's going to be 3 and 2 tenths divided by 8, which equals, so now just look at one group. 1, 2, 3, 4 full bars, they're tenths, so it'd be 0.4. So we did those two together. So if you want to copy those equations down onto your book, you can. So then the assignment is to just do page 82. And you're just going to rewrite each one to do it this way. Don't follow the directions there where it says use decimal grids. Just use this regular way right here. And then for the second assignment, it's going to be more of the same thing. So on page 83, you don't have to do this. But then on this one, ignore the directions where it says to write an equivalent representation. Just find the quotient. So again, just look at the problem, set it up as a long division problem, and solve like normal. Don't worry about what the other stuff says. And then you'll go on and do the next page as well. So those two assignments have to do with dividing a decimal by a whole number. Okay, I hope that makes sense, and good luck on your assignment.